Well, so far we've got a pretty boring web page. I mean, just a little bit of text. So it's time for us to add some pictures. And so what I want you to do is I want you to add 3 different pictures from your folder, okay? And I do have certain restrictions, and here they are. What I want you to do is I want you to pick one of each of these. You can pick one JPEG, and you can, if you hover over it, you can see this is a JPEG. It says here type JPEG, okay. And I also want you to choose one ping image, and I think we've only done one ping image. But the key to the ping image is I want it to be like the Big Ben, where you can sort of see around it, and you'll see what I'm talking about in a second. And I also want you to pick out one of your GIFs. Okay, now it could be the goblet or the my GIF, but it has to be a moving GIF. All right, as far as the JPEG goes, I don't care which one you choose. As far as the ping file goes, it has to be something that is sort of a cutout, and if you didn't do one, if you weren't here or something like that, then I will provide one for you. And then with the GIF, I want you to choose one of your GIF files, and again, if you weren't here or somehow you didn't get to do one, I will provide one for you. You can borrow one from a friend. Okay, so there is one thing that you need to know, and I'll get to that in a second. So the easiest way for you to choose the name of the image that you're going to choose, you don't have to type the name. These, instead of typing the name, what you can do is you can just click on it, and I'll do that again. Click on the image once, do not double click on it, and then wait a second and click on it again, and you see right there where you have the title is highlighted. Now the easiest way is Control C, or if you don't really want to remember that, just go copy. And let's go back to our code here. Now, the code to insert an image, it doesn't have a closing tag. It's a single tag, and it goes like this. It's going to go less than IMG, which stands for image, and then SRC. And be very careful, because a lot of people type SCR, and if you do, it doesn't work. So if it doesn't work, check how you spelled it, okay? And then you can just go Control V or paste the name of the image that you would like to insert. Now in this case, there's one missing factor here, and if I don't put it, I'm actually, you know what, I'm going to just try it without. And so let's just try it without here. I'm not going to put the extension in. Now watch what happens. I'll close this, save, come over here, hit F5, and notice I get this little X box right here. Well, that little X box says that something is wrong, and if you get this, then you need to sort of troubleshoot what's going on. And don't raise your hand and call me over and say, Mr. Jameson, what's wrong? I'm not going to walk over and troubleshoot for you. I need you to troubleshoot it first. Now, there are actually a couple of problems with this, and so let's begin with the most obvious one. The most obvious problem is you haven't identified what kind of file it is. It's really important that for whatever reason in HTML coding, it needs to know what the file extension is. And we know this one is a JPEG, so I'm going to go .jpg. Now, normally, under normal circumstances, that should work. Let's try it again. I'm going to save, Control S, come over here, hit F5, and it's still not working. Well, the problem is, and this is something that you need to remember, the problem is that there's a space right here, okay? And if you were to go to the internet, let's just go open another internet page, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Here's the school website, okay? Now if I go up to the school website and I put a space up here, and then I refresh, or hit enter again, look what happens. It doesn't work. The internet, for whatever reason, doesn't like addresses with spaces. Okay, I don't know why, it just is. So what we need to do is we need to take care of that space. There's two ways we can go about doing it. One is wherever there's a space, you put an underscore, okay? And the way that works is you highlight that space and you just, it's a shift and it's the dash key next to the 0. You can do that. That sort of indicates that there's a space there. But then you need to do the same thing to the file itself. So we're going to go back here to John Student, and we're going to put an underscore, and not a space underscore, but it has to be an underscore right there. And now let's go back here, save again, and go back to this and hit F5. Bingo, it works. Okay, now the same is true, and you know, if you want to be lazy, you can just do what I'm going to do right here. You just copy it, Control C, so you don't have to do the same text again. And you're going to have 3 of these, so I'm going to go paste and paste. Oops, again, it doesn't matter if they're next to each other like that. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to, I want a GIF image, so I'm going to, oh, actually, let's do the GIF image first. So again, I'm going to click on it once, click on it again. Now the other thing that you can do is, instead of having the underscore, you can just remove the space, backspace, and notice now it's not John space student, it's just John Student. Highlight the whole thing, copy, come back over here, highlight this right here, and paste. Now again, it has to have an extension, and the extension for this one is .gif. And let's go back one more. I want the ping file, so here's the ping file, and again, it was called Big Ben. You can see I already sort of attacked it here, but if there's a space between Big and Ben, you can get rid of the space, and again, underscore or backspace it so that it's all one string without any spaces, and then highlight it, copy it, come back over here, and again, I'm just going to do this on purpose. I'm going to save. Now, what did I forget to do? Some of you might already see it. And hit F5 over here. Now, you can see there's the GIF, and it's working, it's moving. And then notice the little X down here. Well, some of you might have noticed I forgot the .png. So don't forget. That's what you're going to see. And I'm going to hit save. And go back over here and hit F5, and there's my ping file. All right, and notice that you can see space around it. So, all right, so there we go, the 3 images that I want you to have.